Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is the Nicholas Rosales Chelsea channel, and today is the match preview for Chelsea versus Everton at Goodison Park. We can go top of the league with the win, but the problem is Everton have slowly became our bogey team at Goodison Park. I think they have one more win than us in, I think, the history of this game, that home game at Goodison Park. I think it's a 14-13 spread. Recently, we haven't done too well there. I think we've lost at around 3 to 4 games in the last few years, like at Goodison Park. So we've been a very poor performer on that field. So with a win here today, or not today, Sunday, with a win on Sunday, it would make it 6 wins in the last 6 Premier League games. Right now, we're on a 5 win stretch. If you look at SofaScore, you literally only see, I think, 2 matches that show anything that is not a green win. We have been on incredible form. I think it currently makes it 8 wins on the bounce in all competitions. We've been on fire. Enzo Maresca has turned this Chelsea team into an absolute force. We've played of course, we've played so many of the good teams in the Premier League this season. The last, of course, of this stretch was the Villa and the Tottenham games. Since we've played teams that are not near the top, more toward the bottom, and we've been winning the games we've been meaning to win. So we don't really play a tougher team until we get to the Bournemouth game at home, of course, in January. That is like the toughest game we have coming up, but that's not even until like the end of this December stretch. Then you have to look toward maybe games like I think we have to get toward Arsenal again. That's a bit toward February, but this stretch of play is something that we should take advantage of. Now, getting into this game, there's a few things that we looked at in the press conference. Of course, the press conference came out today, unexpected in my opinion. Talking about how Reece James might be back soon, and it looks like he's going to be part of team training. He talked about how he's not going to be available for Sunday, and maybe not the following Sunday, but after that, they're going to have to take looks at him. So it looks like maybe around 2.5, 3 weeks. Maybe that's all he'll be left for. In January, might be back. Benoit Badiashile and Wesley Fofana are going to be out until around January. That was an expected thing with Wes. With Benoit, however, I wasn't expecting that. So we're going to have to see a little bit more playing time. Hopefully, we'll see more playing time now for Matt Chempong, but we're going to see more starts for Tosin in the league. So hopefully, he can lock in. Hopefully, the center back situation looks a little bit more bleak. But of course, with that Chempong, it hopefully is going to be a little more brightened up. Anything else you talk about really in the press conference? They asked him about, I think the only other one was the Mykhailo Mudryk situation, but they have no other updates on that situation right now. So what's happening in the lineup? I forgot to mention that Enzo Maresca also stated in the press conference that Mark Guiu will probably not end up going on loan, but he will be a member of the first team, and he will probably end up giving him playing time throughout some of these stretches. Now, what I talked about with Mark Guiu, I think yesterday, is that the PT he's been getting in Conference League games should carry over into Prem games. Now, Mark Guiu has been incredible in these Conference League games, and the fact alone is that in 20 minutes, let's say Nicholas Jackson gives you 70 minutes of good playing time. Mark Guiu playing 20 minutes in a Prem game to press down opponents, it should be a thing you definitely think about. He's played amazing. Why not let it translate to Prem games and absolutely make center backs make decisions that are not good for their team? Let them lead to mistakes. Let it lead to errors. Mark Guiu has been a genius at creating errors at center backs and other positions this season. Let him get in these game times. So that's my first. That was the. I just wanted to state that because I think that he deserves that. But getting into this lineup, we've got Rob Sanchez, Vega, Colwill, Tosin, Gusto, Fernandez, Caicedo, Jadon Sancho, Cole Palmer, Pedro Neto, and Nicholas Jackson. So starting from the back, Rob Sanchez stays in net because he played very well in the last game. In that second half, he kept the game to a win. We get a 2-1 win almost because of that save he made. Nothing much to say on Sanchez. He's got to stay consistent. Hopefully, he can show another consistent performance. Vega, I have at left back, but before I talk deep in depth, I wanted to go into the overall formation maybe we could play for this one. So, for example, just as a retrospect, Vega played in the Conference League game yesterday. So there's a chance he could play again. He doesn't play as often as much. He's definitely going to be somewhat fit. So he could play the Thursday to Sunday. And that's why I have it here. This is the lineup I have predicted. Now, there's a chance we could see something like this. Gusto goes to left back. Vega goes out. And maybe you see somebody like, where is he? Lavia go in. And instead, maybe you see something like this. This is how our formation usually sets up. Caicedo comes into the middle. and you have the 3-back. So maybe you see something like this. However, maybe it ends up becoming something like Gusto becomes more conventional. We saw how the inverted fullback, usually you saw maybe how Gusto would go up the line more. Of course, he'd fill in more as a center back, but at the same time, it wasn't only telling him, yeah, you're going to have to stay as a center back. That's not how it worked. So that's just a thought process. I think that Gusto, if we were to play a tactic like this, I think we maybe would see it be a little bit more defensive, but I don't think that's the case. Otherwise, I do think we're going to have to stick this exact same tactic right now. So I think this is what we're going to see for this one. So going into the players more, though. Vega, I think, will stay. Colwell and Tosin are the only guys who didn't play in that Thursday game when it came to our main center backs. They will stay once again. I like how they played this season, so they're going to stay. Gusto has been great at right back since the injury of Reece James, of course. He's been great at right back, I think, the last 4 games. He will stay at right back. But, of course, we have the change maybe of different positions. Maybe we'll see Caicedo come in. Maybe we won't. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez will stay in the midfield, however. I think that both of them have played fantastic over the last maybe 8 to 10 game stretch. Of course, Enzo's been playing it out of this world since he's gotten divorced. So maybe we'll see consistent play to Enzo and Caicedo. He's the best midfielder in the world right now, especially in the Premier League. Let him keep cooking. He's been absolutely dominant. Jadon Sancho, I think, on the left-hand side, has been incredible in that role in this one. I think, or over this so far in the last few games especially, I think he's been great. He showed his quality in the last one. Almost got the assist for Jackson if he didn't sell the shot. But really, really good stuff. I think he's been brilliant. Palmer has been great. I think, well, there's nothing else to say except Palmer's been great. He's been insane all season. He's, I think, 3rd in top scorers right now, only behind Haaland and Mo Salah. I think they both have 13. He's got 11. He's also amongst the top leaders in assists. He's been incredible. My player of the match in this one is Pedro Neto. He's gotten the break since the Astana game, so he's gotten the extra break, and I think that it's going to be follow over into this one. I think that Pedro Neto is going to have an incredible game. I think that I don't know I think it's Mikolenko is the left back for Everton. I think he's going to take him on, and it's going to be an absolute demolition. I think we're going to see a masterclass from Pedro Neto in this one. Hopefully I'm right this time. And then Nico Jackson up top. Of course, I think that we may see Mark Guiu. Of course, I don't have Nkunku starting, but Nkunku I think is more of a cam. Maybe we'll see Mark Guiu and come and get nits in this one. I think it'd be insane to see what he could do pressing those center backs. But Nicholas Jackson, I think, will once again put up a really, really good performance. And I don't think his playing time is at risk at all, even though the good performances from Guiu and Nkunku. So that is the lineup I have predicted for this one. If we get into the lineup that I think maybe we'll see scoreline-wise, if I had to predict a scoreline, since this has been a bogey team of ours for quite a while, over the last, I'd say, 5 years, I think this game could absolutely be a draw. It could absolutely be like a 1-1 or a 2-2. Everton, of course, have been a team that have showed feisty results at times this season, and then they've gotten destroyed by teams this year. Of course, they got nailed 4-0 by Manchester United. I think it was at Old Trafford, but doesn't really matter where the location is. I think that we will escape with a win. I think we have it in us to come out with a victory in this one. I think our team is in too good of a place right now. I think that our quality is so much better than Everton's at the moment that I can't see us dropping points to them, even if with the Sean Dyche awful tactics. Hoofball, I like to call it. I think a 2-1 result is what we'll get. I think it'll be the exact same result as the one against Brentford. Do I think they'll be playing, it'll be a 2-1 result where we're not comfortable? I think it won't be comfortable. I don't think any Everton result has been comfortable, especially at that stadium in the last 4 years. So I'm going to say a 2-1 result. I think that the players that will get on the score sheet are Pedro Neto and Nico Jackson. I think those will be our 2 goal scorers. I have been saying I think I like a center back to get a goal in recent stretches, but it just hasn't come. And we don't have the size at center back if we're not counting Tosin. Levi's not the most tall center back and most aerially dominant center back, and Tosin is that. And he showed that he could get the ball in the back of the net at times, and especially in that last game. But I think that we will get a 2-1 result. I think it'll be Neto and it'll be Jackson. I think they'll both put in insane displays for us in this one. So let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. Nicholas Christakis CFC, Instagram, and TikTok. Let me know what you guys think. See you in the next one. Peace.